Hey there! Welcome back to this devlog series about a zombie slaying and loot gathering roguelite. I've hit a milestone this week, so let me tell you all about it while I'm sitting grey again. This is the second video about creating my gameplay loop. For this I had three main goals. First, a draft for the camp scene, which serves as a hub for the game. Second, when going for a supply run from the camp scene, the player is supposed to be able to choose the weapon loadout. And third, the player keeps their inventory while switching scenes. So let's check out how development went the past few weeks. The camp scene is called the Glade and set in the middle of a forest area. Here the player will build working stations, recover from injuries, talk to NPCs and craft stuff. For now there's only a small crate where the loot gets stored. It has only 3 slots, but that's more for testing purposes. If you want to leave the glade and go for a supply run, you just have to take the path on the right. Here I set up an object with a collider that launches the weapon selection if you run into it. The loadout screen currently only shows the machete, but other weapons will of course be shown here if the player unlocked them. After selecting the weapons, you get launched into the suburb level by clicking on the start button, and the weapons are added into your inventory. For now, we are back on the draft for Oak Lane. Here aren't any big changes this time. In the background, I'm currently working on a dungeon builder component that will create the area you run through by using a node map I'll set up for it. The builder then loads the different streets from the map into the game, but more on that in the future. After looting on Oak Lane and reaching the end, you'll get sent back to the Glade. For this, I added a component that teleports the player to a scene set in the inspector once they run into it. This whole time, whether the player is in the Glade or the city, the inventory stays the same and doesn't get lost in the Unity void. To achieve this, I decided to create a persistent scene that contains the UI elements and the player object, and that stays loaded the whole time. Returning to the Glade, you will notice that our inventory is empty. I thought it could get tedious if you had to unload all your stuff every time you come back, so the loot is automatically added to the crate. And, if you want, you can immediately go for another run. With this, we officially have our gameplay loop. So these were the changes ready to show. As I already mentioned, with the dungeon builder component, there's more big stuff happening in the background. This will hopefully be ready for the next and final video in the gameplay loop series. But I'm also working on proper enemy pathfinding. They currently only take the player's position and run to them like the brainless zombies they are. Leave a sub if you don't want to miss it. And thank you for watching, see you next time!